Hi Facebook world, it is Jessica Weaver, and guess what? You're getting a first-time look at one of my new offices here in Chester. So just a real quick tour. Beautiful view, right? Some motivation on the wall. The one wall we have pictures from all of our different events, which is fun to showcase the women, the community that we are building here at my headquarters at Jessica Weaver. It's all about community, but today I wanted to talk to you about why it's so important that we understand why we just aren't hitting our goals. And sometimes it's just you can't hit the goals. What's going on? So I was reminded last week I met with a woman. She's been a client for about a year now, recently divorced. And hi ladies, hi Diane. She's recently divorced, and we went over the year, a goal she hit, what goal she didn't hit, what we need to work on for 2019, what changes do we need to make, both her and myself, to get her there, to get her where she wants to be. And we went over, we usually forget all that's happened in a year, all the crap that we dealt with, everything that life has thrown at us, and we forget everything that we have overcome. I'll be honest, she was a little frustrated with not hitting all of her goals. And we do that a lot. We decide I'm going to lose weight. And then we make healthy decisions. We start working out and we just don't see the scale move. Or I decide I'm going to start saving money. I try so hard. I'm saving. And then, I need new tires. Or, I got a car accident. Or something with my house happened. And now I need to take all that money I saved and spend it. And I'm back to where I was before. And you're frustrated. And that's probably the state she was at. She was frustrated that she didn't achieve more. But then we went over all that she did achieve and what life threw at her during the year. And it's really important we kind of keep a running tally of the different outstanding tasks that we need to do when I work with somebody with their money. And it's like, who's going to do it, what needs to be done, and we give it a timeline. So when you see that running checklist, you can really get a good idea of, wow, I did do a lot of stuff. I did get a lot of shit done with my money. And part of why I loved opening up the new headquarters for Jessica Weaver to help more women and to build that community is because we really need to have these safe places when we work with somebody, to be completely open and honest with what's really going on with our money. And the fact that she could open up about her frustrations, why she wants to change, what's really going on, that opens up the door to see what really needs to get done instead of just putting a Band-Aid on something. When we can't be honest with the person that's helping us, we're just putting up a mask and we don't let them in and they don't know how to help us properly. So I could be trying to fix something else that she doesn't really bother her and that won't make a difference in her life instead of working on what's really keeping her up at night, what's really stressing her out. So going back to her problem, her frustration for the year, and it sucks when you start a year with all these great intentions and now here we are at the end of the year and you feel like you didn't hit those goals, those intentions, you kind of get down on yourself. I know I definitely do. Like, why didn't I hit those goals? I really wanted to lose weight. I really wanted more time with my family, but it didn't seem to happen. But I went back through it and I said to her, besides all the stuff that she did get in place, what happens when we set out to do something, especially a major change in our life, and for her getting in control over her money was a big change in her life, and it's something that needed to happen. We make the intention, we have to start changing our mindset around it and our beliefs around it. Then we start changing our habits. So we have a lot of growth, it's just not measurable growth. And I know this is why people get very frustrated and they give up on a strategy or they give up on their goals because they don't see the measurable results yet. So for her, learning how to not spend impulsively, to think things through when she's making a purchase, to start tracking her money, getting an idea of where all the money's going, because that in itself is gaining control. Even though you don't feel you have control over the money, just knowing where it's all going, where it's all coming from, that's control. So she was getting a lot of results. It just wasn't coming up on the paper, right? And that's really important for all of you to remember when we're going through these goals. So you might not have hit your goals for 2018, but you probably have had a lot of growth that's going to set you up to probably hit them in 2019. So any goals, when you start reflecting back on the year that you haven't hit, did you take any steps towards hitting them? Because if you have, you're starting to give that foundation. We need that steady foundation before we start to grow and get the measurable results, the measurable success that translates onto paper. I saved an extra $10,000, $20,000 this year. I paid off debt by 20, 30, 50%. The other thing I had to remind her of was all this stuff that the universe threw at her this year, all the extra expenses she wasn't expecting to shell money out, even though that happens. I don't know why we call them unexpected, because they happen all the time. But these expenses that crept up on her, if she wasn't, not just working with me, but if she didn't take a stance to get in control over her money, she would have just kept putting all those expenses back onto her card. So while she wasn't able to pay off her card as much as she wanted to, she was still able to keep it at a status quo instead of adding to it, because she had somebody to talk through what's going on with her money, to plan for things, to strategize on where to take the money from without paying too much in taxes, penalties, interest rates, all that crappy stuff that we have to deal with our money. So even though she didn't hit her measurable goals, she had so much growth over the year, and it's really going to set her up for 2019 to see the measurable goals. And that kind of happens whenever we're learning something new or changing our habits, our beliefs. We kind of do a stair step, right? First the foundation, then we see the measurable results. We really grow until we hit another plateau. And then we need to learn, teach ourselves something else, get help, before we can climb to the next step. So I want you to remember that and not get frustrated because you don't hit the measurable goals. What are the non-measurable goals that you have actually hit or exceeded this year? So I thought that'd be a good video to end this, not this year, we'll probably do a few more next week, but remember that as you're thinking, reflecting on 2018 and looking forward to 2019. So I hope that helped you. I hope you liked part of my new office. The headquarters for Jessica Weaver brand will be doing an open house night in January to get our pink on to kickstart the year. We have fabulous women coming to support us. Peggy, who does my strong bracelets, will be here. We have wine tasting, a woman who does hand-painted wine glasses, a Reiki healer. So much fabulous stuff, really to support our community, to get back to our community, and to show what it's like when we have this connection with one another. It is so important when we're going through life to have that connection with women who have been where you're going through, or are going through it too, or are going to be going through it. It just helps us not feel alone. And that's really what I want as we continue to extend our brand and build it out. So I'll see you soon, and I hope whoever celebrates Christmas has a fabulous Christmas, and we'll see you soon. Bye.